Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to UFO Buster Radio News. And believe it or not, this is Manny Moonraker. I mentioned yesterday that I was a little under the weather. And guess what? Now I'm the fuck a lot under the weather. Like seriously, the weather is, if it was an illness, it's shitting all over me right now. I want to take the time right now to thank Susan. I'm sorry, not Susan. Susan. Susan E. Hey, thank you for giving me some well wishes yesterday. Susan DM'd me on yesterday's episode to let me know, I hope you feel better. Susan, I hope I sound better, but I think I sound worse. No fucks given. The Moonraker is almost down and out, but not enough not to do today's episode, number 186. And we're talking about alien life. Because it is UFO Buster Radio, part of the UFO Buster Radio network. And this is the shit we talk about all the time. I probably will have zero throat, zero voice, zero everything after this. But I will have plenty of mucus to go around. Plenty of yucky stuff to share with anyone around me that wants to feel the joy that I have of being ill. And I'm sure I sound like it. I sound like a dirty Barry White kind of thing. In my head, I do. I probably sound worse to you guys. But that's the way it is. I hope I get over this thing by the weekend, you know. I mean, this is so fucked up. Not anything that I expected to happen at all. So today we're talking about aliens, and the fact that we fucking cannot find one alien to save our damn lives. Not a single one. You guys heard it right here. Not a fucking single alien can you find. None. The name of the article, or the title is, Smart Aliens might live within 33,000 light years of Earth. A new study explains why we haven't found them yet. I went through this article, okay? The first thing I want to point to you is this. Look at the title for this episode, and you see that ridiculous number over there. That ridiculous number. Did you see how many zeros after the decimal that number is, percentage-wise? Do you see that? It's got to be over a dozen zeros, and then you get a 58%. This is how much it is estimated in this research of the visible space that we see has actually been searched. That amount. And when I tell you that really puts everything into perspective, the fact is that our search for alien life elsewhere hasn't even started. Listen, stop the rubber dicking, folks. You fuckers out there who want to say that there is no alien life, you barely even started looking. You probably could find more alien life up your butthole than you can in the amount of space that you looked at. That is the craziest number I've ever seen. This article and this research paper basically addresses that. The fact is that we really haven't looked anywhere. And still, we're searching for things. We're searching for intelligent life. We're looking for any kind of a signal, some kind of a techno signature, something. Somebody leave the light on somewhere so that we can fucking see it. But this article says this number before you is basically what's called a cosmic haystack. We've all heard of the needle in the haystack. Well, this is the alien needle in the haystack. That's how non-progressive this has become. You basically, I mean, it's like dropping, basically, a small pebble into the nearest lake. And you only walk to the shore and dip the tip of your finger and said, oh, I looked. There's no pebbles in there. That's basically what they're saying. The other part of this is that they're saying that even if we spent every single freaking resource we have right now in looking for alien life, that number is barely going to move. Because we probably still won't find it. And here's the reason why. And we've done these numbers before, folks. You guys know these numbers. The thing about these numbers is that you could sit around all night. You could, grab your favorite dolly or grab your dog or grab your wife or whatever. You sit down, maybe even grab some whiskey. For some of you that like moon rocks, the weed, grab some of that. But you grab some of that and you sit back and you think about these numbers, and I guarantee you, and as The Rock would say, I guarantee you, you will not be able to work these numbers in your head. It's not possible. They're too damn big. Number one, there are hundreds of billions of galaxies that are in our visible universe. Hundreds of billions. Not just hundreds, not thousands, not millions. There's hundreds of billions. And now when you think about it, each galaxy is going to have hundreds of billions of stars. Well, fuck, what's the exponent for that? And then you add to that each of those hundreds of billions of stars in those hundreds of billions of galaxies will each have a shitload of planets. And when you say a shitload, there could be up to 1 trillion planets in each galaxy. Up to 1 trillion. And you add to that, in those trillion or so planets, you add the fact that they could have moons. This is why we haven't done anything. The study was published in the Astronomical Journal, and it was basically from the MIT Technology Review. And basically it says what I just said. Basically, humanity has barely sampled the skies and thus has no grounds to be cynical. Why are we so cynical? And according to this paper, the searches for extraterrestrial intelligence, or, those folks that call themselves fucking SETI, they've barely examined, and this is the analogy they use, a swimming pool's worth of water from the ocean of the signals that are coming from space. A swimming pool compared to the oceans of the planet that we live in. That's all they've looked at. But they are the first ones to say it's not aliens. The article also makes note that besides the wow signal from 1977, nothing else has happened. Absolutely nothing. SETI really has nothing to show for. But guess what, SETI? It's because you haven't searched enough. Your search has barely begun. 30 years, folks. 30 years of these, SETI programs. Listening, searching. And that's all that they've managed to look at. But yet, they're ready to say it's just not aliens. And they're not the only ones. They're not the only ones that poo-poo on the alien thing. There's plenty of scientists out there that do that. Plenty of government people that do that. There's plenty of people in general who say there's no such thing as aliens. Well, guess what, Rubber Dicker? We haven't looked enough. And if you look at that number, we haven't done anything. 0. So no matter how great your listening antenna is or whatever technology you're using, you haven't done anything. Nothing's happened. There was actually a report out a few hours ago saying that, we should probably look for ET using X-ray. So how is that? Oh, so it's going to move from 0.000000000000058 to 0.0000000000059. Fuck my life. Just fuck it all. That doesn't help that I'm sick, by the way. It doesn't help me to even like I tried to count those zeros in that number, and I kept on getting lightheaded. That's how hard it was. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. So I posted it for you guys. Maybe you guys can try and DM me if you can count the zeros. Because there's too fucking many right now. I don't know what the hell I have. Might be the flu. But counting zeros like that is not on the cards for me right now. But that's basically what we're working with here. We have a bunch of naysayers who really haven't looked for shit. And the fact is, listen, if we've only found that much of visible space to examine, and it's been over 30 years, all these naysayers will be fucking dead before we even hit 1%. Hell, we all be dead before we hit 1%. So unless someone comes up with a really good fucking program to search more of the sky faster and really get through some of this shit, maybe use some supercomputing or some shit like that, some quantum computing, we're pretty much fucked. We have to sit around and wait for somebody to come to us because we're not moving, folks. This search for alien life is not moving. The link to the article is in the description. I'm about to lose my voice here, by the way. If you don't follow me, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm doing a lot right now on Twitter, in the tweet space, because in March we are going to be launching the sports podcast, and that should be a lot of fun, to be able to talk shit about people other than SETI and Deuce Bigelow, the Space Gigolo. Yeah, we'll talk shit about some other millionaires that play, sports and stuff. Until then, it's time to get the hell up out of here because, my throat's killing me and I need some drugs. Ciao, Bella.